if you not to this, you not go get job. Or Boo Abi said, we all go begin talk Mende and stuff like that. Was necessary. Did he get carried away during in speech way they give because for because of him base? He is not a tribalist according to people. I mean, no woman is married, so I mean, but the part of it is where he end up. Okay, it don't talk waiting don't happen. But the way we end up, if you not be Mende, you know go get job or you get one, so we all go become and they will all go be boo abise, kind of like that. He offended the other side. So if I was him to heal the country, I will come out and say, you know what, it was a poor choice of words. I try for talk the reality on the ground, what to the sea, but maybe I should not have used that word. If I offend anybody, I'm sorry. That's too simple. But this is the age of 2022. And some people, then they see them the other way. Some people, they look and say, oh, an eye for an eye. We have to do this because then they don't say that. They agree with constantly what they criticize Fatima Bio of the way they talk. Because the way you talk, light the matches or hot the fire. So that's why we're trying, because we went through senseless war. Nobody wins in a war. The remnants of the wearing green over us, the smokes that the labor left behind with our young men and women out there strung up on drugs, nothing to do, no drugs for numb them pain. They did not heal from all that. They're small picking and they will be not traumatized. They don't become big man there now. Now then the politicians now they attire them. A whole bunch of them came from the country to the city. The city is overcrowded, sleeping on the market table, sleeping on the slum, sleeping on all the governments, them not able for help them for do anything with their life. Nothing is there to do. The Afro people know the business, get business, and they come and say time's up. People are saying the world economy is going bad, everything. Yes, we know. But there are things that government place, there are things that some region there or whatever, then they do things. So what are we not doing that is right for both suffering? Then the way he make that comment politically correct, maybe he was trying to point people, but then you look at it and say, you know what, should he have said it? Should he have said it that way? Should he have said it? Was it a joke? Is it a bad joke? Is it a joke that fell flat on the thing? So that's how you and how people and they see them. And then we get a lot of vultures on social media. They just wait for see a dead caucus for make and big, because some of them don't have nothing to do with their life. Some of them don't have any chance. Social has made them relevant. So you hear people are just putting garbage and fueling and spewing stuff there where they trigger other for bring division, hate, and continue the hate. Thanks, I'll pass them back to you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fadima. Well, we don't talk about we position on some of them things here. Waiting some of we like I say, people and for land for using common sense, but unfortunately, a good many of us are driven by we emotions, not so ability for reason, or with reasoning power. And as long as we do that one day, to hear the fact that Dr. Samura Kamara in West Naminde, I'm pleased to know that President Bio in West Notominde, I'd consider that progress, because that's how we should see each other. You should fall in love with people, not based upon in pedigree or in tribal affiliation, but to be when it comes to marriage, by love or whatever attracts you to the other person. So we'll get two classic examples of how the politicians, they may use tribalism in one sense for promoting their own self-interest, but deep down in their heart, as we see in President Bio and Samura Kamara, there is no evidence on the ground that they are tribalists. Because if they were, they will marry people from another tribe. That's now one of the strongest evidence you can find. Because you go marry somebody where you spend most, if not the rest of your life with, where you not trust. And when you marry somebody, an indication and for say, you really get trust in that person. So I look at the facts, not waiting you to say. The facts to me point out that we leaders are fully aware that tribalism barely exists in our country because it's not in our blood, it's not in we, you know. But you get one group of people, or maybe a particular tribe where you get many are educated. This is the sad part about it, that the educated people, not to the people who don't know any better. Why I call educated people? The college educated, the one who don't go school, well and book and everything, from a particular tribe, who have the tendency for put themselves over the rest of the country and the rest of, and when that entitlement feeling there for say because of a certain tribe to which they belong, they're entitled to special treatment. And we, the rest of the people, for try for discourage that, for try for men and know say they are wrong. You know, I have good friends in all tribes. You know, and when I say good friends, people I can count on as my friends. You know, when I say a friend in need is a friend indeed, I have friends from other tribes. Now do I feel because I'm from the Western area, I'm from the Creoles, that I don't feel any particular obligation to love Creole people any more than I love a Fuller friend or a Minde friend. And we know genuinely that's how we think in Sierra Leone. We love each other. Now the politicians tend for drive this superficial tribalistic feeling. So I will hope we politicians are careful as to how they talk. With respect to whether Dr. Kamara should have said what he said, in the way he said, I think he get the opportunity for go back and rephrase and say what he said was said out was said out of character, that was not what he meant. I mean, he's an educated man. He know, he get the ability, he get the means, he get the intelligence, he get the education for go back out. If he has any remorse, if he doesn't, well, I don't think it's such a big commission he should worry about. He said what he said. It's up to him to think if he need for rephrase or not. We go move on to the I will hope we will move on to the next topic, unless Ms. Fadima has something. Before I do that, before I call Ms. Fadima, make I just point out, we'll get a statistic every week, what we can put on the show, where they run some polling for see certain issues, like we get on the screen, should Dr. Samura Kamara apologize for tribalism comment? So right now, we'll get, of course, the figure will change until the show is over. There are 36% right now are saying yes, he should apologize. Saying no, he shouldn't. So you get almost twice as many people are saying he should not apologize. But we'll see those by the end of the show. Okay, so let me see if Ms. Fadima gets something, comment on this topic. Before
I don't have any. I don't have any more to say, sir. I've said my piece. I've said my point. That Samura Kamara get right for say what he say. Yes, he get the freedom for say. But again, should he have used those words? Did he use those words out of, like you say, character? If they make their word, then they no. To me, he should have chosen better words. If I've been picked other word than for say, because then my making say good talk na pull cola. Good talk and pull cola. Words are seeds that grow. You know, go say because this person we don't do this, so this person for do this. If we continue for an eye, and because then they don't do them, we go keep going in a circle and a merry-go-round. We need to progress. We need to go. We get for discouraged and thing that they whether whose kind party you there, whose side you there, whether side of the aisle you there. Certain things, then they will all forget the courage and the conviction for stand up and say, you know what, that is not true. But then everybody sees the world different. Everybody so we cannot force it down your throat. But we try for be the voice of reasoning here, say, and the voice of peace here. For the sake of peace, we no one go down that dark road will be done day. We need to love each other. We need to heal. We need to move forward, because certain words they trigger the other side, and we get vultures, like I say, among us that are there. They are there to pick and to just go feed poison to the people. They would use one particular stuff and just make them poison and round up the base and make people that make noise and hate each other, and the hate just the go. Because I look at some of these people and I listen to some of these people. When you look at their life, you know they can't tell me how for run my life where you're not able to take life. You cannot run your life. How would you run a group of people's life if you not get example for sure, but yet you not get the character for sure, but yet you one can teach me certain things? Then to me, it don't even. We have those people, they find relevance on social media and making too much damage, causing too much damage among us, too much damage, too much negative. We're not talking about progress. We're not talking about how to go forward. We are not talking. We're feeding off the petty stuff. We're not even waiting and call, and we make them big. And the people that we're not to think among, we're not able for reason. We're not able for pick the fish come up at the bone for let them not choke themselves and kill themselves with bone fashion and it's good. Not them boko among us. There's so many, and some of these people are educated. You feel say because they don't go gain knowledge, they go able for make. We talk of conflict. We talk of togetherness. Yes, we all know what they one side all the time. We know that. Yes, of course. But there are times for the good of the whole, we all for come middle and try for get ourselves together. Because if we not get ourselves together, how do we progress? How do we see, like maybe the next slide where you can show Mr. Shilon of the progress of other African countries them, what they use? I watched Namibia. They're talking about Namibia is the Dubai of Africa. Is it Namibia? I was watching the other day. If you see how clean, it's a desert of 2 million something people. But if you see how clean the country is, if you see how organized they're, we don't have no laws. We don't have. We some normalize the wrongs. We so don't condition to not want what's best for ourselves. We keep holding ourselves backwards by all this bickering and fighting and all this tribalism nonsense and all this division that the same white man used for conquer and divide, and we continue for divide ourselves. Because President Bill also made that statement, say the white man not only begin for divide, the white man don't begin a long term. So a leader, those kind of words are gonna just embolden the base. That's what I talk about. When you're a leader, you stand out there. You got to be very mindful of the words that come out of your mouth. Because if you go now for unite and push the country go before certain things, then they will for refrain from doing that. We don't feel saying that we right now, we power now, we this. Everybody they cock and shoulder by company. No one tribe get a monopoly over Sierra Leone. Pass them back to you, sir.
All right. With the next topic, where one will deal with, and not to, it may not be lengthy, but a good fact because it's trending in Sierra Leone now. Now, this thing about the tourist minister of late kind of get serious objection to statements or activities of the EU ambassador, the current EU ambassador in Sierra Leone. And they accused the ambassador as meddling in with political affairs. So we also want to know how people feel about that. And I think because the EU ambassador, they tell we say we need not for create obstacles to voters registration. We will make it as simple and as accessible as possible so more people will register to vote instead of creating obstructions or impediments or barriers for prevent people from register. So I think this kind of rub some cabinet members, some politicians, some supporters of certain parties the wrong way, and when they accuse the EU ambassador as meddling. So we want to ask the general question, is that how? Please call in, send in comment as to how you see it, if in fact that is considered meddling or there is some degree of justification in within the EU ambassador. They say, particularly with respect to voters registration and about the upcoming election. So that's one thing I would strongly encourage people and let them call in and talk about. Now, here is my take on it. You know, when I hear these strong objections, where some of which they raise, you see, we have to be very careful how we accuse other countries, particularly the powerful countries, of meddling. You know, because when you get a military leader, I remember when the coup took place in Guinea, some people were elated, they were happy, the recent coup. And then there were some people, some even African leaders who say, oh, France did the end, so they are meddling in the affairs of Guinea. So there are many ways you can look at this whole thing about whether, in fact, these European governments are meddling. And even if the meddling, if we accept the characterization as such, whether it is in the best interest of the country or if it is detrimental to the interest of the country. So going back to, but I remember the Guinean thing, some people will say, oh, France had a lot to do with it, that's meddling. Very few people were concerned as to the extraordinary power where Alpha Conde did adopt, the manner in which he treated the country's constitution, just kick it aside and run for a third term when the constitution clearly says you're not supposed to do that. Nobody was thinking about the future of the country, that this is a show of poor leadership. We just take the simplistic attitude that this is meddling. And because French are generally perceived as white people in general, we just see it strictly on a tribal or regional sense that you're a Frenchman, you're not for meddle. But that almost reminds me of if you see two brothers neighbor in the faith, and you know particularly relate to either one of them, but you see, say, one is about to hurt the other badly, and you get the power for stop the fight. Should people say, you know, if for left hand and kill themselves or hurt themselves badly, and if you get involved, you are meddling? There are times when meddling can be justified. When you have extreme leadership, a leadership where they do detriment to the country, where they drive the people them into poverty and sufferings. If somebody come and rescue that country there, we have to be very careful. But me believe say the one that would sit down there, now the one that way they on the good side of the government wouldn't kick out, where they get undue reward or benefit that they say as meddling. When the same trend continues now with the ambassador. Personally, I don't see anything wrong if the European ambassador is saying we have to make voting accessible, because we're struggling with it even here in America with the Republicans. Them, remove obstructions or barriers for people and for vote, for register for vote. So, but if the minister feels so strongly, from my point of view, that they are meddling, why don't we just tell the European Union, you know what? When they meddle with politics, we don't want to money anymore, we don't want to help anymore, stay out of a business. To me, that demonstrates genuine, sincere objection. But you can't be taking the money from them, and then we're in a beggar nation, we beg all the time. We can't be taking the money. Now then realize that with Parliament need a renovation from when they built in the 1950s. We now one day decide for renovate them until the European come, and we so prideless will not even feel say a word for put money aside for improve the condition of women Parliament. Now the European Union come and give money for say year and then finance them. Okay, and we shamelessly and pridelessly accept that, then we get a goal for the talk about and the interfere. Well, if we feel so strongly, don't take their money. It's plain and simple. Then they won't be dictating to us how we for run with politics in Sierra Leone. But I find that hypocritical that we go, they talk about, oh, we now want them to interfere, but still we are stretching our hands to them. You know, we know, I need not point out a lot of the other things than what the European Union they do for we. Well, I think so we able to do for we self. But because we just like for big, or no one for put, we bookman them to the work or for create the means, put them book sense into work so we can able generate enough income with all the resources we'll get for finance certain things on we own. I mean, we don't get what you call educational laziness. We for go borrow money, or we're not even able for payback. Because even in this country, where you borrow money, a lot of times, if you want to drive a luxury car, or you want to live in a bigger house, a house with more amenities, you already got to figure out how much if you're able to pay for that. But we on with us to get easy access, then give you money, then give you loan, then we demonstrate time and time again of inability to pay. So me personally, and people can disagree with me, first of all, I don't see any factual evidence that the European Union then the meddle in with politics. I think they know better. Okay? But if we are offended by that, we pride for, maybe we need that kind of treatment. For let we be proud enough for being on we own. Because bigger man know where they come to me, hey, Pashilon do I broke, I know it's today all day. Then when I get money, I tell and say, now go drink rum with them. You say, I don't like that. Not tell me what I have to do with my money. I know exactly what I will tell you after that where you should make that statement there. You know? So we can't have it both ways. If we are that concerned, let us show concern with action. Stop taking European Union money. Stop taking UN money. Stop taking World Bank money. You know, we can generate income for ourselves with good tax base, would bring in industries to the country. I mean, that make we get all them book money here. We go all them wonderful colleges here. They not go line all those book for cancer and be excess weight on the system. I mean, because that's where they are now. They just can't put all this dead weight on the system when they're able to carry them. But they are into government for lighting the weight, for help use their education, for be creative, for provide more jobs. And we're seeing it happening in Africa, in Ghana, that used to be way down. When until we say them, they come in recent past, we talk about the 1980s. Look at where Ghana is today compared to us. Okay, so the ability is there. I think the education is there. The creativity and the willingness is what's lacking. And so me take a different position on this so-called meddling of the European Union. If we are that upset, maybe then for future we're small. Then for future we're more than that, so we pride will come in the way where we stop for big and walk and get we own. So Christians then say, blessed is thou who has his own. So let we try forget we own, so European Union will tell we waiting we know one for year. So madam, oh, hey, how's it going? I was right in the middle. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. That my grandpicking and just boss that the room. Yeah. So please let me see if Ms. Fadima, you get any comments?
Definition of leadership. I don't talk here about leadership. A leadership na person wey understanding people them. A leadership na person wey get vision. we get plan, a leadership we get law. Melissa Sure, we're not going to say not a leader of today, because she understands the problems, she knows the issues, the challenges, and I'm sure when all those you answer, when I know the challenges, not so. So when they talk and just know, not only talk about how they quote to and say, petrol on there, transportation on there. This country now by tribe now with a leak. If you're not Kamara, I know go walk. If you're not Bangura, I know go walk. If you're not APC, you know go walk. If you come over Kenny, you know they go walk. If you don't go walk in them above my amba. Pujo, Kalau, Kono. No, Kono say we did na corner now, safe now. If you don't sabi say, Bua Abishe, you know they go. Abu Abishe. So from today, all Amende. Not to say be, because we are all one Sierra Leone. One Amende, one a Timni, one a Limba, one a Loco, one a.
Tonight, the story of a tyrant, possibly the worst in the world. He's vicious, he's venal, and he's robbing his country blind. His country is an African hellhole called Equatorial Guinea, and no one would have ever heard or cared about it if they hadn't discovered vast oil deposits just offshore. So much oil, in fact, that at the rate this tiny country is growing, in 10 years it could be the richest in the world. The trouble is, most of the oil money is being pumped directly into the president's pocket. He's living like a king while his people starve. The two-bob, tin-pot tyrant who runs this tiny African backwater gets around with an entourage worthy of a superpower. And he is just about the most horrible despot in the world today. President Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbisogo. His people are amongst the poorest on earth, and he's amongst the richest.
This is one bad place. It's had one of the most appalling human rights records, probably in the world. Regular torture, regular extrajudicial killings. Until people found oil, nobody was really talking about Equatorial Guinea.
The oil here is attractive because it's non-Arab, non-OPEC, non-Muslim, and the rigs are well out of reach of the pesky natives. The main island of this tiny nation is in what detractors call the armpit of Africa. A small Australian company, Rock Oil, is drilling here, but it's mostly American giants, particularly ExxonMobil. To begin with, they gave Equatorial Guinea, the oil's owners, just 12% of the oil revenues. The norm is more like 60%, according to Alex Vines, an African specialist with the Royal Institute of International Affairs.
Initially, the oil companies gave Equatorial Guinea a really bad deal.
They took advantage of him.
Certainly to start with. The government of Equatorial Guinea had not a clue what it was dealing with at the time.
The main square in the capital is a quaint throwback to Spanish colonial times. Elsewhere, the city is mostly a slum, with little running water and essentially no sewerage. The government stopped us filming here, but we managed these shots from our hotel window. Whilst the oil fires flicker on the horizon at night, students, with no electricity at home, study under the streetlights that illuminate the drive to the presidential palace.
It's a very bad, evil government, and Exxon, I think, to a shame, is in bed with them.
Frank Ruddy is doubly qualified. He was once the American ambassador to Equatorial Guinea and once a lawyer for Exxon.
The shameful part is that you have a great company like Exxon Mobil, which is tied in with this very corrupt government. The president treats the Treasury as his own patrimony. And so to do business with somebody like that and to basically literally feed his coffers, I think it's shameful.
The president and his family are frequently overseas. First son, Teodoro Jr., is partial to Paris and its finest hotels. Incredibly, he once allowed French television to tag along on a shopping spree. But a Bentley can be hard work in Paris traffic.
C'est Paris. Pour le soir, vous avez dit? Pour le soir, si vous avez des cocktails ou des gens
A fashion house closed its doors to give Junior exclusive access to the merchandise.
Maintenant, c'est le président. C'est précieux.
Though whilst their Paris ambassador did his job. Teodoro bought 30 suits that day, browsed for a new watch, and then took the Lamborghini down the Champs-Élysées to get some CDs. Would it be churlish to suggest that maybe it's excesses like this that cause so little to be spent in the slums back home?
The actual expenditure on health and education has significantly declined in the last 5 years. And think of it, the last 5 years are when the oil wealth has really been kicking in. So although the country's getting richer, actually the people are getting poorer. The money is going elsewhere. It's not going to the benefit of the people.
My friend.
Your friend? What's your friend's name?
Teodoro.
Oh, you're the ambassador. Oh, I see. You're the president's cousin. Oh, goodness gracious me. Well, Mr. Ambassador, tell me, how much money has the president got in his Riggs bank account at the moment? The FBI is trying to trace cash movements in and out of that account. Is that, Mr. Ambassador, are you still there? And whether it's the oil companies making the cash payments. Bye-bye. President Obiang and his family must enjoy the lifestyles of the rich and famous. Otherwise, why would he have another mansion just down the road? And across the continent, another. Los Angeles' luxurious Beverly Hills area is home for Teodoro Jr. Remember him? He's the son who likes the fast cars and fancy suits. Swimming pools, movie stars, and an African prince. Where is the owner of the property?
This is African prince.
An African prince?
Yeah.
Back home in Equatorial Guinea's slums, last year the economy grew a massive 60%. It is the fastest growing economy on earth. Near to none of the country's 500,000 people see a brass razoo from this. Why don't you do the right thing? Get out of Equatorial Guinea, turn your back on this corrupt dictator.
Let's assume that every oil company, U.S. oil company, gets out. How fast do you think it would be before the French and other international oil companies are in there? A second. So what really changes in Equatorial Guinea?
See, that's it. It is such a tiny place. It should be another Kuwait.
If everyone did the right thing, yes, and the fact is that almost no one is doing exactly the right thing.
By associating with this murderous criminal tyrant, we in the West are party to a disgrace and contributing to a disaster in the making.
People, on a thank you for the with our VOS. And Mr. Shillon talked just now about Memona Pratt, where the Minister of Tourism, a talk say the European Union, they put in now a business. Okay, it gets some point inside there But then the other side of the coin is this. Sierra Leone and boku we African leader them, then they go take money them from them people here. Then they do business with them people here for benefit the people of the country. But from where we sabi, we leader them now Africa, Sierra Leone for that matter. How many of them, what thing they don't do, we don't develop sustainable, we don't develop and improve the lives of the citizens. Memuna Pratt, the Minister of Tourism, what thing this woman don't do from where it come inside that position there, it's almost 4 years. What thing it don't do for improve with tourism, for encourage people and for come, for make with tourism boom, like how Ghana they boom, like how Nigeria they boom, like how Gambia when a granite no more than get, they boom. What thing it don't do for we people? The European Union, they are not perfect people, them all. Then get them for all man get in interest. They hold us in Africa because we not able, they say slavery don't done long term. But because we not able to take care of we safe, and they therefore protect their interest then at the region, and they get for all side, if then they put their money inside, then they for tell we what for do. And if we say we they practice democracy, all this man talk say, una get for put things in place. We're going to give every citizen Sierra Leonean the right for able for vote. The vote for be easy, enough for hard. Because if you make all that difficulty then election vote and all that, that means that you take away the rights of the people. So if European Union can say it thinks that they for do that day, Memuna Prats in fear. What in fear for say the people of Sierra Leone for able for what's wrong with that? It doesn't like when you get big brother where they look over you. Now the referee, when the referee see something when all right, he got for talker. Then they use their citizens the money them. For can help for softening the lives of the people. The bridge where we open, then there's a all the airline glad to say President Biodon build bridge from where then colonial massacre where they bring Afwan Broko bridge. None of the other leaders are not be like, we all say President, but the European Union and then give with the money. We get money there where they come on and we gone. We get things there where they come on and gone. Where other country they don't get even half of what you get, but yet then they better than country and they try for do small things for improve the life and improve the dignity of the citizens of the country. We just watch Equatorial Guinea. The presidents they go take communion. Una see and they. It is say they go church every Sunday, but the things they do for people down in poverty, the people that lies about look at Ion picking how they live. So then people here then get for the can inside, for the can chalk, because if you they say we get for try, if they get for B, we get for B then base them. If anything happen, big world war come, then they call Africa, then they get them base them, what they get for all now Africa. They want to make sure people their life safe. They're stable. We forget stability in our country. So if they don't pump boku money, business is about gaining. If we not say we don't let people be free for we, let we for make we self and treat we self good. What is the fear of Memuna? Because if we don't talk again, when they talk of them woman them, it talk like say them people and they compete with them. The United Nations not get for tell them waiting for do. But she forget she's an educator. They say that for college in they teach. They teach picking them. You they forget say Sierra Leone signed a treaty with all the other organization them. And their organization, yeah, then get their half money they put aside for try for buffer the people and because they know say we governments they corrupt. But we hear back say that they can't do business with the same corrupt governments them. For try for hold the business and the kind inside they make corrupt with governments them. They corrupt with government, they're not a member, Boku, they're not a member the good of the people. It's about how they enrich themselves and enrich their elite lifestyle. While the people then continue, and the problem I get, some of these people, they have been there. But yet they forget the human mind, the selfishness of humanity. This woman, they come out to next to nothing. They understand the people. These people that are running now, most of them come out from nothing. Most of them come out for nothing. They understand the pain of the people down there. But yet they come time after time promising us every time they will do what in them for do. They are not doing the right thing. All the European Union say, una get for put things in place where we go able for make every Sierra Leonean in rights not be infringed on, they not take you right away for vote. What is wrong with that? Because we be hearing the time when they run this last election, 2018, we already say that European Union interfere, say una give the presidency to this. This is what we're saying. I don't know how true it was. They had to come in there to give the presidency and say let the results be read or whatever it was. But now, because in the text say put things in place, now you got a problem with that. She's an educator. Sometimes I wonder, what is the motive behind this? These people have to tell us what to do. Because we're not sabi take care of we self. Now we sell self, I repeat again, now we sell self, we don't sell we self to them slave for tobacco and gunpowder. For the tobacco and gunpowder. So the gods are not to be blamed. Now we self for blame. Because what you do now we self for blame? Because we're not able to treat we self right. Now we don't go bigger. The afro they get, we want live beyond we means. The afro they get for low manager, low buck up and say become something. We want live beyond we means. We don't go take overdraft for we great generation then get for liver. What's in at the development where we don't get na Salone? What's in at the development where we get na Salone, where we go say this na development, this thing don't happen, people then get job, then this. The time I've been grow up, then we get them company they were there, so jobs were there. But our governments they watch them people, then they not empower we the people. They lock all the one by one doors were packing them business and go because then they go find who side they get more profit because it's about business. They have loan and thing that they give go. Oh, United Nations don't give with this. Oh, this don't give with this. It's not for them, the people that are running the government. It's for the people. But are they putting it for change the lives of the people? No. They go build one building. They are like, yeah. They go build one Telma road. Yeah. We make like say that is not development. Then little thing and then a thing that what they're supposed to do with the money they hold and they give. They fool we with one small road or one small building or one small this. We clap for them and we gladdy for them. Who say we go see this and be true to ourselves and be real to ourselves? And these are the people. This woman is an educator. She teaches us from a college. Nine and pull and what he don't do for develop even the local side, the beach area they went for attract tourism. What he don't do, what he don't do for improve the lives of tourism na Salone. But yet in the vex where European Union they tell say stay in your lane, madam, and do your job first. You get right for talking, but what have you done in your position from what you done today? This woman sat there. When I mean get that Dubai expose or whatever, Fatima Bio took over that thing. She was nowhere to be seen. Why you not been talking about that? Saying that you know minister of tourism. Why you not talk? Why you your sister step inside your lane and take over what you supposed to do? Why we not hear your voice? Why European Union? Well then they put some money per we. But yes, now you get a problem. The hypocrisy of we. How will they go before? How will we progress? We will not go forward because we are not true to ourselves. Everybody is trying to get the principal attention. Because that is what they do now. Try to get President Bio attention. President Bio will admire him. Oh, he get degree, land book. He go admire and say, you know what they talk about. These people are going to be in our business. If you're serious for these people, Mugufuli, may his soul rest in peace. He lock the doors on everybody. Say, I don't want nobody money. I know. Let me take what in then our country. It building country to standard. And it don't die today, but in country still stand. But if we own leader, then don't do. For sure, we say they're ready for go the new direction and change the way of business as usual. It is sad, man. We just a play house. We just a play. These are people's livelihood daily that they talk about. Let the people be. Let the people be. Bring back the dignity. Work for the people. If European Union that they give we money, then they give we money for make free education. What the hell are so? We government say they make all the what's they call. Now they give money. Other country then give money. They say they lost bag rest. How many container of bag rest? Today they say na Pademba Road na they don't burn all down. That's so one of the minister they say. 30 then nobody now account for one small conco where them puts there where they say na 6 container rest camp or 5 container rest all born na Pademba Road. But they not show we or they don't show we half rest no more which they not show we the whole storage just I born. Then give to the Pekin them for help feed with Pekin them at school. Let them go able land book because things are hard. But the government and they take them back, they squander them for themselves, they sell them, they resell them, then give to the people them for use and for campaign among the people and fool the people them. Now waiting this. It is so freaking, kind of like funny when you hear her. She's a jokester to me. Because you not do nothing for you position where them put you. What you don't bring car, whose stories you don't, whose attraction you don't bring to Salone. We have natural beaches. Yes, that's a fact. We get beaches in Sierra Leone. We get the Atlantic Ocean. We get rivers. We get mountains. But what have you brought to Sierra Leone? Whose income tourism don't bring car inside Salone? Except we the Sierra Leone, the most of we where they go home in December and April and all that kind of stuff. What else na the revenue what tourism don't bring into Sierra Leone? What you don't do for the people then? What you don't do? Fatima Beyo take over you. You can't say nothing. She took over Dubai and spent all kind of money we spent. What do you do? You not talk nothing, then you want pull muscle, say the European Union, because we continue to allow them, because we continue to depend on them, because we are not productive, we're just consuming, we're not producing anything. So we will continue, then therefore tell we waiting for do. Because we not sabi, even when they give we, they therefore show we have for user. That's why the European Union was standing by President Bio, because they say the bridge get for bill. The bridge get for bill, because they said don't begin wake up, say, when they give them people the money, they know they put outside. So then team up beyond there. Let me take the caller. I see when I get caller, Mr. Shilon, sir. I see when I get caller.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where's you call from? Hello, caller.
Hello, yeah, Mr. Salone, Abdul call from Maryland.
Oh, Mr. Abdul, welcome.
Yeah, I just want to give my contribution to this topic. But I want to start with the last one winner. And I'm practicing the issue. I'm not practicing. There is a saying that he who pays the piper calls the tune. And we all know, say, in Africa, we get political sovereignty, but we don't get economic sovereignty. As I feel saying, poor choice of words and it misconstrue the European Union ambassador, because I believe say waiting in the try for allude to now this NIN number way, but you know mention that, but I feel so that because of that NIN number way the electoral commission we mentioned say then therefore include. But when I listen to the explanation of the Attorney General and Parliament and the NEC official AYV radio, AYV television, Mr. be able to understand say the reason why they mention that NEC, that NIN number, they not to actually pass it, because 90% of people as I say the last, they don't know the because it is mix with figures and letters. They don't know that NIN number there. But I feel to say now for them they for capture everybody, we not be don't register it. According to waiting the Minister of the Attorney General explaining, according to waiting the NEC official explaining, because we listen to both. They follow the issue in the Parliament, and then I feel at that. Never not to never be offended, because I think I misconstrue the European Union boss. We say that, but I'm not fit to say the government get any bad ill intention when they mention that. But when the minister explained that, and when the NEC man explained that, I did understand. Say yes, indeed, some people and they will not me go for registration. Then finally go. Then go when they go for register for vote. Then we're able to capture them during that process. When a good thing anyway. I don't feel to say anything wrong with that. As I said, I misconstrue. Then coming to Samura Kamara in statement. And now let we argue this here based on emotions. Let we not allow we emotions for overcloud the sense of reasoning in this issue. Me come on at the north. I come on a small tribe at the north. When we bombard the district, me own tongue they now carrying a district now. And I can always say me get friends we cut across. But I will tell you the two main parties I mean me a polyglot. I talk the two dominant languages them two other languages at the north. So I able for a mix with people. The two main parties I will tell you say you get moderate, you get extreme, and you get extreme left amongst the two parties. And normally, as I say, let we argue this based on let we not allow let we emotions overcloud the sense of reason. They're all too guilty of that. They're all too guilty of that. And now let just a cast aspersion say President Bio in cabinet or member people that we appoint now mainly of the because if we go back as far back as 2007, if we pull an Escoma in cabinet and juxtapose that with Mother Bio in cabinet, we're not going to see the difference. So now let we look at that way. We're not going to see the difference. Everybody, as I say, always the tribal some, not all of them, not the two parties when they find out to tribal sentiment. Then believe saying that that's the way we are able to win over my tribe. It is unfortunate Samura Kamara go talk that. You know for talk that. Because you want to win votes. And when you want to win votes from all parts of the country. Not all northerners will vote for you or all western area people will vote for you. So not that what should be hammering home now. Because there are different message go out with it. You want to go out. Away it go top box. Because for telling the truth, no one of the two dominant tribes where you know we find people that will get of that. You get people away, they always want to find that to their tribe. We find out. Let me say now, because at the game power that they own tribe owns them all. We own witness the problem that they know. We get that animal farm kingdom mantra there. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. You find out the dominant tribe that the north when you come out. That they get most things. They are not benefiting. That is it. So let we be careful how we deal with this. And now let we just see. We happy when we act.
Okay. Another caller is on the line. Good evening, caller. Name, please, and where you call from.
Good evening again from Leicester here, and I've been calling almost all the program.
Yes, sir.
I not been listening yet this Samura Kamara in this outburst because we normally the social media or politics is not too toxic that if I see video I just pass up. Now after that people they talk about it tribalists I get interest but I've not got the video. No, I'm not ready to say. But what I want to say about tribalism in Sierra Leone is the fact that this is all hypocrisy because you know say tribalism is being practiced by even the government. Not even talk about this government alone, even though they're exaggerating everything they're doing, they exaggerate. The days of APC, it happened as well that most of the appointments of the government that being, I mean, the names were quite evident that this now some part of the country come out. Anyway, but this today, don't pass mark. And if everybody is seeing it, why do they do they say not a problem, but we talk on a problem. What kind of thing is this? If you know it's a bad thing, don't do it. Okay, before you try the crisis and they do them to you, and everybody's most of us saw it that is happening. Why would you do more than that when you come to power? And then when somebody talk about that, maybe that person they know say nothing said will do. So we are doing it more than him, so we not like that idea. So now we talk the kind of thing there. So So this kind of thing, for surprise us, not wasting time on this kind of thing. This is the reason why Salone is not growing. Instead of us talking about economic issues, why people are living in poverty, why there is every day they say rest in peace for people and when they die on illnesses where they say avoidable death. They will can't talk about tribalism what we are doing every day. You see, this is why Salone is not growing. We get to focus our attention on things that will economically advance the country. Now today we sit down a few people and they get huge salaries and jobs that are not doing anything. We are not talking about it. When we can't talk about it, a man talk about tribalism. Tribalism is happening every day. Where government checking out the state house, we check every government parastatal. If it is a C name, we say this is a Kamara guy. Say he must get links na the southeast or he get support from political party, otherwise they get that job. So why are we going to waste time on things that are not important? Because let me say not important because people are living in poverty. I think it's more important than talking about tribalism that is being practiced every day by every government. If you want tribalism to stop, people don't talk about it. There should be somebody who will make a sacrifice, like what Mongofuli do. They take a sacrifice, even salary, they go cut them, they do this, they do this, they do this. But if you didn't have power, you don't want to take the sacrifice. What do you get to forget them? All you people that forget job, the other people that the one who's supposed to forget job, the one who sing for you to get job. So waiting you they talk about see other people talk now in the valiant. This is not correct. So solve the issue. How you solve the issue? By making sure every tribe is represented according to the number of those that number of tribes in that country. So then you don't solve the problem. Nobody will talk about them. But the main issue of Salone should be how we are going to take people out of poverty. How the small money we will get, how we invest for make sure see people that benefit because they're not talking about economics. See, if you get low income, then you're not get able to save. And when you're not able to save, you're not able to invest. So they say that you can call it the vicious cycle of poverty. So this is where we are. Let's talk about it, how we are going to amplify it. Anyway, I will call back and come back with the next point.
Okay. Thank you so much. Mr. Shilo, let me respond first to my brother, then I will come to this last caller we call we from Leicester. We brother from Maryland, I don't forget his name again. He say the NIM number. Let's go to the NIM number small. What is the NIM number? Now the national, like where we get social security now, national identification number, where if them put you, they say Fadima Savage, if they get many Fadima Savage, where them put me on social security number, then go able for identify, say Namina that person. So then get track of everybody and everything where you they do, you get your social security number attached to them. And other place then get the way where then call them. Okay, nobody is opposing to NIM number. Nobody know they say enough for that is a good thing for track people, for let everybody. Then they go be good count for census because the one do census if they get everybody NIM number, they know say certain people and they would don't die register with and call them. If we get a system where all things intertwine together, where you die, social security, they know say you don't die, so you name the day as dead. The social number, the number will never be given to another person for duplicate them. Then they put you there as dead in the system. The system then get for work with the coroner's office, with all the other agency them. The number then they come together, then they know that they identify you. That's why when they pull your name up, everything what you don't do inside the country, they go. We love that. Nobody is opposing to that one. Nobody is saying they're not forgetting. The problem with the NIM number, they want bring and can now into this registration. If they bring it into this registration, they require you for go take your NIM number. You forget certain thing before you go take your NIM number. The time when they do that NIM number, they only say now 1 month they do that registration. 1 month not due. For do 107 million something people for 1 gray month. Some side and the way some people then go, they say machine not they work, this not they work. Some people not get national ID card safe because they not get money or whatever for go renew, they don't lose some or they don't wait and call. Some people don't get that. So if you want can bring now NIM number, say forget NIM number before they go register you for vote. I think say if una be one do 2 years ago, una for me don't begin implement them because we are in a system that does not work. We are in a system that we get a lot of crack there inside there. We're not go able for all the system together. It is a good thing to have the NIM number. But if you can't put her now the last minute of the game, you want to change the rules of the game, it is good. The next election now, after when they don't make this done, let them begin put the people there. Let them begin register people there. Let them make her affordable. Outside people they go get for go get and register because when you go there, you get for pay for paper, you get for pay for pen, you go for pay for form and all that kind of thing and it. Because yeah, when you go for social security number, you know they pay for nothing. Just they go, you fill the form, then call you, they identify saying that you, then put you inside the system. Then get your requirements where they ask for. So who sends Salone people? Right now, 71 the way they try for get passport. I send somebody ask me for make passport. I say $160, which is the passport fee. It don't pass 2 months now. Till today, not get passport yet. Till today, not get passport yet. So how we go get for identifiers? Sometimes you don't get national ID card, but you get passport. You don't get birth certificate. Some people don't know stand their bond themselves down. So the system is broken. And if you do it that way, you don't rig the election against the people them that cannot get identification. But long term, how they do them? When you go for go register, you area where you that's why they tell you for register now you area. You the man go verify, say yes, this person in ID. People then will say yes, now the community in ID where you not get identification. Then will say, oh yes, now number this day, yeah, we sabi people then they when are credible people them na the society. It is not a perfect system, but I them don't they use. So what's we they try for say now? If you bring NIN number now, you not go favor a lot of Sierra Leoneans. So a lot of Sierra Leoneans will not be able to register to vote. That's why the European Union, they say, let we make a system, let we put away every Sierra Leonean able for go vote because it is your duty and a right as a citizen for take every 5 years, you go to the ballot box and you say, I approve of voting this do or no, I want to fire this person, I want somebody else. So why do we have to take the rights of our people? Why we therefore make them difficult for we people? And that is the contention here. Not that the NIN number is not a good thing. We all go want that because let them try create a system where they get them inside the data where any side you go, you punch that number, they don't know say now you number down. Nobody know they say tribalism no they na the two sided. Them day. But like as you say, my brother, you have done in social media, you don't hear the utterance, you don't hear the toxic, you don't hear the noise. Does Samura Kamara have the right to say whatever I want to say? Yes. He didn't a campaign on, but then should he have said those words? To me, I would say no, because it inflame more and more the problem when we get at and we're not able to solve. He speak to him base. Now politics, na campaign mode day. He speak to him base. The best why you read that day because now the cry of the people day. So because it is the cry of the people, so he feed to the cry of the people. Was it a wise thing to do? To me, I would say no, because we get the problem. And like I say again, when President Bill come, he emboldened and my other brother from I think na Leicester I say or whatever, I don't remember again. Then Leicester I say. We other brother we talk. I don't remember right now. I so confused.
Yeah, Leicester, England. Yeah. Leicester,
England. Yes. And he talk on we not for talk about tribalism. And as much as we get economical crisis right now, we're not the bread and butter issue for the talk about. But it happened in America. America for the longest time ignored the problem of racism. After where they don't fight, after the 60s, Martin Luther King, they don't stand up civil rights, black, they don't liberate, then pull all the sign and say white only, black, everybody can go any sign now. We been feel say we don't done with that problem there. But these dead issues are waking up by leadership. Leadership, they wake things up. And in America here, we thought we were done with this. We feel say we don't done with racism or we all now one. But some of we were conscious when we experience racism, when you go to store and they follow you because you're black, or when you they go apply for something, whether you hear your accent or whether you hear your name, then they discriminate against you because you're not white. Or certain area then get usai, then not they sell give you certain area then they because they feel say you go lower the standard. Or a black man we don't make them in America, then a rich neighborhood they work at them feel say you're not supposed for the policeman they pull her over. So those are problems what women feel say we not get until 2020, where the insurrection happened, where a bunch of Americans from the extreme side of America, because you are so true, we get extreme on either side. Then we get majority in the middle. And those extremists are what we get for kill them with them day. We get for root them with them day. Let enough can burn bad picking among we. Because with the intermarriage, we they do this economically, with the waiting and call, but the political way, we are so divided. And that division, that divisiveness they were with the pan, they born good picking among we. We want for move forward. We want for there with we neighbor, even though we disagree, but yet we go still, you get for wait another 5 years, you turn rich if you want, you go put waiting and call. We go disagree for agree. But we are not when you hear social media, the toxic, the vultures among us and feeding on the people that are vulnerable, the people that are feeling that they're outcast or they're being disenfranchised and they don't take advantage of them. They feed into them people and their emotion and round up and awaken the dead issues that won't feel so we don't done. But if we don't solve the problem, we cannot go forward. We go get for come back again. It go take we back. That's life. Anything you face as a problem, you deal with it, you learn how to get along with it, and you move on to the next step. If you keep avoiding certain things that will cause issue and cause alarm, we will come back again to that same issue there one day. And we want to go forward. We want to be picking them for be among the best in the world. We want we country for let we able sustain we self and team up like any other country for let us say we self they inside the Big 10 or the whatever they call them, or the Big 6 or whatever they call them. Now but we leader then they come after leader. They all have this vision. I don't know if it is now by willful then they do or I know they don't know for hold with people down. Because when they all with people down, they will continue for them in power. Because the people that are voting for them don't understand much. They don't value themselves much. They don't know their rights. They don't know what they deserve. They accept everything because he's my tribesman. I ain't land book pass we all. So now in Sabi what they do, they follow and blindly. We just they go. It just can we go over the cliff. So Sierra Leone man, we have to wake up. We have to be. We get for go inside we self and search ourselves, because these people that are claiming they want to lead us and take we to the Lumumba talk a thing. Lumumba say the ones that know how they will not be elected. The one that will not know that then they continue for elect. Because the ones that don't know, they continue for hold the one that will know, continue for set fire, because they call people. They get title and name for everybody. And that title and name that we allow ourselves for divide we serve and differentiate we serve. Yes, we get different level of understanding. That's true. We get different level. Some people not see the light because they still dark in the hole, because they're not exposed to nothing else. Then decide, or then just decide for their day and sit down say, now so God say. Now God then they put and palm anything we're not able to understand, we put onto the unknown, to God, the creator, the universe, whatever you call him. Because we don't know, we don't understand. But the power is within us for rise and say, I deserve better. No. If you're not born, if you please me and they bleed like how you they bleed, and they breathe like how they breathe. I need air like how you need air for breathe. I need kind of like to belong to. So why should I, time after time, and they put you up, and when I put you up, you they look down on me, you they tell me, say me shoulder they smell, and maybe don't is you. It is really, kind of tormenting sometimes for here with people them. We were be done born in the 60s, and when we don't meet up then teen year, we they ask the question, how did we get to this? Because the war that we fought that was senseless, we have a breed of generation, the lost generation, where with society morals have gone down the drain, the world, and we have no choice as we older people before and just accept the fact that this is the world we live in. How for try for adjust and how for try for fix certain things. And teach what you will teach and give the knowledge what we will give. For let we try for fend we way back and count to how we've been there for let we move forward. Some people are just like the Malcolm X's. Malcolm X is an eye for an eye. You do me, say, we have preached love, we have put this, we're going to go by force. And not to everything will happen. We'll get for take nail, for weapon, and the word for weapon. There are things you get for use in different. That's why everybody gets in style. And we try for introduce you into Dande, exchange of ideas, exchange of knowledge, sit on the table and come to a conclusion or come to an agreement. But if we keep pouncing the nail and hitting the nail, it's not gonna end right. It's just gonna trigger the one that we're not able to think for themselves. The one that we're loyal, whether you they tell them say this thing not good for you, but then go still continue there. We brother from Leicester, England, talk about the death, people are dying unnecessary death. Not a God in term. We death expectancy rate na Salone na 50, 54, 53, 52. Young people are dying because we don't have preventive medicine. We don't have things. We don't. But these are government after government. They don't count. They don't fail. We none is better than the other right now. Maybe you go see a little bit. Maybe my life a little bit been better. But this is not good. These people. So you they ask who then are the next person will go come, and that is your question, Mr. Shilon, that you always ask where people not can understand. If we put President Bill, who would we put on in front? Where go can bring the change where we need? Because these two parties have been in power for so long, and they have not done anything because we retrogressed back. We went back to the 80s. We went back where Salone begin fall apart. I read and they talk on Usai then George Baby then Abelea, the government land where people they don't take all because we allow wrong for happen. Now how you gonna pull those people? Some man don't build mansion there. You forget a ruthless leader we get for come bring the change where we need. How do you do it without offending everybody else? Because we don't let go of, we don't normalize things that were wrong. We don't do them for so long. It don't become part of we're not able to detox ourselves from that. It's just like a drug addiction. We're not able to pull ourselves out of it, Mr. Shin. They're talking about Belair. Belair, they then judge them, magistrate, then lawyer, then judge them in the day. Now government land. Now all the people that don't take them. All that side the OAU village. All that side the people don't take them. They don't allow. Outside government them for being built in them, build factory, them build stuff, them provide housing, provide low-cost housing. Outside them get low-cost housing long term. Them get low-cost. They don't get even low-cost housing. People are living in slum area, then waterside area, then they build and bank. Then when the water can, they all begin cry. Papa government, when I call them Soriat organization. The governments then they left them there because they want to win election. But how can we can't get back work for do? Mr. Shilo, we have a lot of work to do. Everywhere in Sierra Leone you go, it is embedded in us. It don't become part of we. How for pull and come out we need a leader. That's why I keep saying a radical change. Not a wicked leader, but somebody would stand and say, you know what, we have to do it right. We get for go back from class 1, we get for begin get the foundation, follow with Bill again. If not, we got a long way to go. We hear the hypocrisy of people. We hear the minister there. The minister, this woman has done nothing in tourism for improved tourism. We get Atlantic Ocean. I'm getting ready to go next month. I'm getting ready to go September. I'm getting ready to go to Cancun. I've been there. I've been to Jamaica. I've been here. When you go to the resort here, then they all the coastline. How them people and they make money. People then they go and can go and come. Then they go Gambia. Then they go Ghana. Then they go Sierra Leone. How many people they can there for tourism? What do we have to show? What have we built on to show the world where they go gladly for calm? One investor they go come because they go can get quick money. Then come on here. Then what else? There's not much to show. And they watch some other country, they use their resources, then they for bring money come African countries. Third world countries in the Caribbean. They use that part for their income. Come on now. Come on, man. We're sleeping, man. We're sleeping. And with people that know they do we no good, we got to begin think for we say. Not everything person get for telling you, break and down. Wait a minute, they say that people perish because of lack of knowledge. If you pastor go preach in a church chef, and they preach in your interest, go back and say, who side that passage they come out where Jesus Christ been say this word here? Now go look at where God been say this word. If not the Quran, go back where you imam don't preach kutuba, I don't team up na the mimba, it don't preach to you. Go back and say, what do God been say this word here? Or what do the prophets been do this? Because everybody gets in your way they put inside it. You know, they take something, everything for face value. You go look at yourself after you get the information, go check them and factor and verify them for yourself. Maybe sometime we'll go begin for growth. Until then, man, we have a long way to go. But we're still hoping the struggle continues, Mr. Shannon. But we're still hoping, unabated, without an end. But we get hope. That's why we're here. We'll continue for talk. I'll pass them back to you. But it is really...
Thank you very much, Ms. Fadima. Thank you very much. Of course, we get about 15 more minutes to go. I want to ask the technical team for play in terms when we talk about development, for keep things in context, they not sound like we're saying criticism or we depend. Make them know say there are other African countries who are doing very well. Earlier, Abidos cites Rwanda, where almost 1 million people died from civil war in about 3 months, and how far they've come and where we are. So I want for letting we play the video of development in Rwanda, and let's put things in context. What is truly development? And what we call development in Sierra Leone, are those truly developments? Or are we using those to fool the people? Or maybe we on leadership don't know any better? Or do they think that's all what people deserve?
We deserve, or we deserve. Yeah, that's what we deserve.
Yeah. So we set the lower standard of living for people because we're black. And many times I even ask the question, we get a hot climate. Why don't we have buses that are air conditioned? The only logic is because if now buses the way they travel from Freetown to wherever it will be air conditioned. So if in Europe, they will be air conditioned. Africa that is warmer, what will people in the other buses, with them for use, even the government buses, they are not air conditioned. The only logic I can come up with is because we're black. We are not deserving it. And now we want people to set that standard for we self, then we won't complain about the white man. So that's why I disagree with this former professor, or this professor, what be there for a big college, when a minister of tourism. There are better things to be angry about with the European, and with all the wonderful things when they do. So me think, say, when people like former Professor Sandy will be there in lives. These guys are a classic example of what that diploma, that piece of paper there on the wall, does not clearly portray the content of you and your character. Because these people, then they disappoint you all the time. Sandy Khan, look at his performance. He was a hoodlum, and then say this guy was a science professor in Frabe College. I think that's shameful. Not to so professor for behave. We get this room, I want to be professor na Frabe College. Well, she needs to go to Gambia, not too far, for take a lesson from maybe in counterparts in Gambia, we probably not to be college professor. We need to stop this mediocre way of I mean, we stand at so low that it's shameful. So my thing is, let I ask the control room, let them really play with a video of Rwanda of such development.
Over the years, Rwanda has started a number of initiatives intended to boost the nation's economy, increase revenue, and generally improve the welfare of its citizens. The president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, has stated that he wants his country to be the Singapore of Africa. Therefore, it should come as no surprise that Rwanda is currently undertaking a number of massive development projects. In today's video, we'll take a look at 9 most impressive ongoing projects in Rwanda. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. The National Stadium in Rwanda, Amahoro, will be increased from 25,000 to 45,000 seats with construction lasting 24 months, the government of the country announced. The improvements will cost $21 million and will support Rwanda's goal of hosting more international sporting events. The stadium has not been used for football competitions since 2021, and it has been undergoing renovations since March following a string of setbacks brought on by the pandemic. The contractor has already signed a contract, and work has already started. By 2024, the stadium is expected to be completed. Turkish contractor Samura has already begun work on the project, which will include stadium expansion and additional roofing to protect spectators from extreme weather conditions while also providing comfort. The Rwandan government has launched the construction of a 43.5 megawatts power plant expected to boost the country's efforts to ensure universal access to electricity by 2024. The Nyabarongo 2 multipurpose dam is a multipurpose dam under construction across the Nyabarongo River in Rwanda. The dam will measure 48 meters high and 228 meters long, creating a reservoir with storage capacity of 846 million cubic meters. The reservoir is also expected to provide irrigation water to an estimated 20,000 hectares of land downstream of the dam site. In addition, the dam will host Nyabarongo 2 hydroelectric power station, with installed generating capacity of 43.5 megawatts. The plant, estimated to cost $214 million, is being built by China's Sinohydro. The project is financed by a concessional loan from the Export-Import Bank of China. Construction began in April 2021 and is scheduled to last until December 2025. The president of Rwanda on June 21, 2022, inaugurated the Financial Square, a business complex that will act as a regional financial service center. The proposed $100 million Twin Towers, owned by Equity Holding Group plc and located in the commercial business district, are expected to be completed in 2 years. The cabinet approved the construction project in November 2020. President Kagame stated at the groundbreaking ceremony that the regional financial hubs will play an important role in attracting investments and will undoubtedly contribute to the country's ambitions. The Rusumo Falls Hydroelectric Project, which was launched on March 30, 2017, has an installed capacity of 80 megawatt, run-of-river scheme at 1,320 meters above sea level, and will be shared equally by Burundi, Rwanda, and Tanzania. The power generation plant is situated at Rusumo Falls on the Tanzania-Rwanda border. This plant will provide energy for parts of Burundi, Rwanda, and Tanzania. The transmission lines will connect power to Gitega, Kigali, and Nyakanazi. The project will develop renewable hydroelectric power, thus supporting the sustainable management of the Kagera River Basin and promoting growth and poverty reduction. This project will increase the amount of electricity available to growing town centers, while also ensuring that environmental concerns are addressed and the benefits of shared power are realized. When completed, the project will promote increased economic activity, private sector development, and investments in social infrastructure and services by improving access to electricity. The project is valued at $340 million. Rwanda announced a $400 million agreement to produce bottled gas from Lake Kivu, which emits such dense clouds of methane that it is known as one of Africa's killer lakes. Gazimuth Energy's project, which is owned by the United States and Nigerian businessmen, as well as Rwandans, would absorb gas from the lake's deep floor and bottle it for use as fuel. This, in turn, should help prevent toxic gas from bubbling to the surface. There are currently 2 businesses in Rwanda that take gas from Lake Kivu and use it to power plants. According to Claire Akamanzi, CEOs of the Rwanda Development Board, bottled methane would lessen the East African nations' reliance on wood and charcoal, the fuels used by the majority of households and tea factories. On December 16, 2015, the African Development Bank Group formally approved $138 million in loans and grants to finance the Ruzizi 3 hydropower plant project in Abidjan. The project ultimately is projected to cost somewhere around $625.19 million to complete. The funds will enable a 147 megawatts power plant and distribution station to be built. Also, a run-of-river dam that spans the Ruzizi River between the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda will be constructed. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, Rwanda, and Burundi will be able to meet their rising energy needs thanks to these new facilities, which will offer a reliable source of environmentally friendly energy. Due to a lack of significant energy infrastructure investments made coupled with increasing population, all 3 countries have had trouble keeping up with the demand for electricity. Bugesera International Airport was commissioned by President Paul Kagame in August 2017 following a contract signed in September 2016. The contract was signed between the Rwandan government and the Portuguese firm Moda Engenharia e Construção Africa to deliver the Bugesera Airport facility. According to the Minister of Infrastructure, work on the Bugesera International Airport in eastern Rwanda will be finished by December 2022. Construction on the $1.3 billion airport was slowed down during the pandemic since only 50% of workers were permitted on the site at once. Rwanda increased the capacity of Bugesera Airport in December 2019 after the country and Qatar Airways reached an investment agreement. The partnership includes 3 agreements for the construction, ownership, and operation of the cutting-edge facility. Per the new design, the new airport will initially be able to handle 7 million passengers annually, nearly doubling its initial capacity. A second phase, with a capacity for 14 million passengers annually, is anticipated to begin by 2032. Asaka-Kigali is a joint 532 kilometers railway project between Rwanda and Tanzania that is expected to cost $3.6 billion to complete. The project is eagerly anticipated by both countries, particularly Rwanda, which is landlocked. Because Dar es Salaam port handles 70% of Rwanda's imported and exported cargo, the project will have a significant impact on Rwandan traders. According to sources, Rwanda is required to pay $4,990 per single container carrying 25,400 kilograms. Once completed, the railway is expected to reduce transport costs by 40%, positively impacting Rwanda's imports and exports. In the year 2000, Rwanda and Tanzania began talks about building the Asaka-Kigali Railway. It will travel from Dar es Salaam to Cairo via Asaka and Rusumo before arriving in Kigali. On March 9, 2018, agreements were signed to build the 532 railway, which is expected to cost $3.6 billion. Tanzania is responsible for $2.3 billion of the total estimated cost, while Rwanda is responsible for $1.3 billion. The government of Rwanda has chosen a 620-hectare site in the Gasaba district for the construction of a green city. This concept was initiated under the Economic and Development and Poverty Reduction Strategy. The purpose of the project is to examine the feasibility of establishing green cities and discover the elements that could be replicated in the development of secondary cities with green technology. The $4 to $5 billion development project will provide 30,000 housing units for approximately 150,000 people and create at least 16,000 jobs in Rwanda. This project will incorporate the key pillars of green urbanism, as defined by the Global Green Growth Institute's National Roadmap for Green City Development Policy. The project will advocate for the development of an effective green urban center or city, complete with green housing, infrastructure, mixed use, amenity, workplaces, and industry. With these ongoing developments and projects, Rwanda is on track to becoming one of the most developed countries in Africa. If you enjoy this video, watch also the next video on your screen, which looks into 5 upcoming green hydrogen projects in Africa. As always, make sure to give the...
All right, go first, Ms. Fadima. Go ahead.
Yes, me people, let me Salone brother and sister them. Me faithful viewers of VOS. This is why we call this the voice of Salone. Because with the canto now, we think them what they able for talk on. Let we try for talk and let we try for reason. And we don't see Rwanda, but we get a caller. We want to take this last caller quick. We're not to take no more call after that. I know say people then go on call, but we'll take one more caller because I don't wait a little bit. So we'll take the caller. Then we'll go come make comment quick on that. Then, you know, I can write on a thought scene or whatever it is because we don't reach the 2-hour mark. So caller, good afternoon. What is your name and also you call from, please?
Yeah, this is not Abdul. This is not Abdul again. I just want.
Okay, Abdul from. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, concerning the NIN number, we yourself alluded to, we nice, but I feel say the well, I now say misinformation and misconstrue when they go around it, because when I listen to the Attorney General parliamentary when they present the 2022 public election bill and the NEC spokesperson, you know, I think they elaborate on a more clear for let people understand. Then they juxtapose and are like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. That every registration center will get somebody from NACRA. We go did it. So if you know me don't capture it during the term, I think March or January, when they do that NACRA registration before that NIN, this time they will get you. We're not so bad thing. I think that's the explain say the end sense of that. Not to for just link our with election party. Then with Dr. Samura Kamara, the just short message when I will get for him. If you want being a politician and let it talk on issues, there are so many issues we for talk about: health, education, agriculture, economy. There are so many of these issues: infrastructure development, roads. Then now the issues and they now any community we go now for the talk about
low income housing, all this stuff.
What's an alternative policy to President Bio in health, in agriculture, education? Now them thing the people in why because now that way you go able to tell yourself if you want to let people vote for our next in 2023. But because I don't hear so many opinions, speeches them they talking about tribalism. We don't gain for area. Some of you know I can become live when somebody talk about tribalism because we not grow up with that. And I believe they're all too guilty of that. There is the talk on policies. What's like alternative policies where you're able to sell to the electorate where they will vote for you? Not to try
my brother Abdullah, you just watch the video of development. You don't watch development. That is what we call development. Now we African border them side get a leader where don't bring development in our country. You know, we they make the Tanzania, the Mugufulis, the Paul Kugami, what we don't see just now. What are your take on that day? What are your take compared to what we they call development now with African Sierra Leone compared to what in the massive
change? Because I follow African politics. to the extreme. The two things I would say: one, you get leader. Then secondly, when you get a country where corruption is reduced, you dey get trusted investors and for go invest, because almost all of the projects the way they show, they follow the all media. They are public-private partnerships. When they get trust in you, say when they can implement this project here, we not going to forget any stumbling block along the way by the leadership and in administration. Then go get that confidence for invest. I think that then don't win over the world when the world they flock around them.
Thank you. Thank you.
If we have developed
thank you very much, Abdullah, for that, because that is the answer myself they go with. Say, when the people trust you, they will come. When you build the infrastructures for make the thing, they will come. And I want to and notice something, because Mr. Shilon be the keep tab of the money they win and they spend. We watch when they tell we every detail, every penny that the projects they cost. Then they tell we. But when we then bring a project, we see they not bring Ferika, they not tell we how much it costs, they not tell who side them buy them, they not tell who side they make them. We don't know nothing. We see them they do project, then they know they tell we the cost, the way whose loan they don't take, whose debts they don't take. But this is so organized, so transparent, so everything. When you talk, they say you know SAPC. But any good-minded Sierra Leone and any sober-minded Sierra Leone, if una they spend we money, una can't tell we almost debt we get for GoPan. When you read the bridge where President Bio Bingo make 2.something billion, when you put most of the project together where they don't go, so they not reach 2 points. So Mr. Shilon go tell una the total. Because me lost track for concept, almost not the money. And then also, you know, we Papa God. We leader them they don't weigh we, they don't take we for anything. And how can we not want more? How can we not want to be the Singapore of Africa? How did we get from the anthems of West Africa to the low down, you know, kind of no housing? We see where this man be first can up now what's they call all the young man that were then see then crazy people they first night begin go and clean. He carry them going once they say not to crazy and case of frustration and the troubles of the life. Now they when they call go put them there, employ them, give them job, give them housing for day, build housing for people them. This is growth, this is development. Not a 1 building or 2 building or 1 bridge or 2 bridge or 5 mile road or 20-mile road we call development. This is development. It is development. Listen to this. And this man, you know, he they fly for often. We president don't fly past 180 term for often investors, and they tell we say go continue for fly, but brought home nothing. This man they left now host, then they can't meet him. He then in country, people are knocking on the doors. I listened to Ghana couple of months ago. I think I told you people that. I think I've been sent on to una day. The Ghana farmers, the people that say they want, investors are sending money for the coconut Ghana, double what in the Ministry of Finance even require. People are willing to pour money because they trust the government and trust the country. Say corruption, they're not gonna go lose money inside there. Nobody wanna go outside and they go put their money better. No, they just tell like go then and then country, and then they give you credit if you credit bad, or they go give you such high interest rate. Such high interest rate. Look at the expansion. Thinking about the road connecting a railroad because it quicker. It make 40%. It will reduce the cost of pricing of goods to the country. This is the vision we need. This is what we need to see from we people them, we leader them, the one the way they come govern with. Because you know they hear nothing and they talk of development. Everybody, just like what I say, everybody's fighting each other and just using the things that the best one for Yari for feed and supply them, forgetting the work of the people, the job of the people, how for develop the country. We have a big Atlantic Ocean. We get water problem. We get rivers. In Australia, I think they don't even get water. I think that the sea water that they use, they get manufacturing, waiting they call the process for make a drinkable, change them from salt water to drinkable water. Look at the development. Look at what this man is doing for in country. In I think 6 years or so. Now I don't know another place they so, or a little bit over. I don't even remember. That is what we call development. That is what we want to see. We cannot be accepting this foolishness. We cannot. We cannot. Mr. Sheila, I'll pass on to you, but we cannot. The money they call in, they show with detail of every penny that is spent on, and they go loan on behalf of the people. Because when you go sign those loans, it's for the people on behalf of we, the citizens. But oh yeah, nobody know they tell we nothing. And we bring boss. Oh, we don't call it boss them. Almost it cost. We don't know. We not sabi. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know nothing. Nothing. We don't know. They know they tell we. They know they do what they want to do. And we continue for clap for these people. Come on, Sierra Leone. Let we wake up. Let we deserve more. Let we desire more. Let we ask for more. Let we put we self more because we're better. I pass on to you, Mr. Shilon, sir.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fadima. Basically, what you would see, like in we own line of work, as a trial attorney, I would say I rest my case based upon the presentation.
I like that. I rest my case.
Nothing else I go add to that will be more persuasive and instructive than what we see so. I just want to simply say, if we notice, and because this program is recorded, if they go back and look at that thing there, the first 5 projects are total around $2 billion. Now the next 5 were gigantic, we go into the billions, and like the Green City, what they talk about, which is a humongous project. But every project when they mention, we can see clearly a employment generating generated kind of investment and project. All the investment, and they will bring employment. We're going to improve the lives of the people. We're going to increase the economy of the country. We're going to make the country more attractive to people them. And here's the goal set. This man say in one making country, the Singapore of Africa. Okay? In fact, I wish by the time we get to, it go look beyond Singapore. But it's setting goal very high. But we don't lower we own standard, we own vision so low that is shameful. So I'm really hoping that some of the leaders then will see this and begin talk big and begin think big and begin act big and begin for put integrity in which they do. This quick get rich quick scheme where then 2 party at the Nepal. You know, like the gentleman say, if Samura Kamara had the talk, he has not mentioned any kind of policy. We get massive slums in the country. No low-income housing or affordable housing. He's not talking about that. Okay, you talk about, say, the other party, the Nepal tribalism, which is true. You know, which is true, it's undeniable. But is that what you're going to give us? Well, if you kind of power, you know, they talk about the actual problem, the shortage of water, the shortage of electricity, the poor medical condition, like the guy. Come tell me about policy, you know? And so some of us are just much too intelligent for the Biden kind of spacious statements than they. That's all I get for Setuna. Next week, we'll go start off hopefully with the ferry issue. This development issue will continue. But the ferry is so important that we need for put them in the perspective where it belongs. So we hope for include them and we topics them of next weekend. Until then, this is Mohammed Shilon saying good night, goodbye. And of course, we run a poll. We'll do a poll also in which we ask, say, should Dr. Samura Kamara apologize for tribalism comment? I've been not comment about that earlier. 39% say for apologize, 61% say enough for apologize. So I hope Dr. Samura Kamara or in henchmen them and women will see this poll and probably act accordingly. Thank you very much for listening, and we appreciate your contribution. Good night.